So a PRN nurse is a nurse that simply does not have a set schedule when they work with a specific facility or hospital or wherever you may work. Hello you guys, my name is Leah and welcome back to the channel. This channel is all about providing motivation, clarity, and encouragement to everyone in the nursing field and even those that are intrigued by the field of nursing. This channel is for you, and through this channel I just simply walk you through my journey as a nurse and adding just little tidbits to help you explore or even think about what it is like to be a nurse. Not only that, but I hold dear new nurses, and so everything that I put out is geared toward nurses in general, but it's specifically to my new nurses because I know what it felt like to be a new nurse, and I want to make sure that you don't miss out on any of the benefits of nursing just because there are challenges or mishaps. I want to walk you through it. So before I begin and get into our video today, I want to make you aware of my stand store. And in my stand store, I have just basically provided so many resources for you all, whether you're a nursing student. There's templates to help you along through your nursing school journey, but also specifically to new nurses. Recently, I put out a shift routine, which basically outlines how I set up my entire shift in the hospital. And I wanted to create a template to help you, give you practical tips that will help you be more organized and handle all the things that happen specifically in acute care settings. So go to the stand store and look that up. Also, if you have not downloaded my free ebook, the ebook is simply providing a few tips and pointers to help you navigate through that first year of nursing. Go download that free ebook. And then for those that are even watching this channel that are just like, you know what, I don't even know for sure if nursing is really for me. I think I need to know a little bit more. I have launched my first course, you guys, and it's called the Aspiring Nurse Course. And in this course, I'm simply giving you the basic information that you need in order to understand what nursing is, what the salary entails, some kind of challenges that you will encounter, and even the basic things we do day to day when we go into our shifts, just to let you know if nursing is truly for you. And at the end of the course, there's even an assessment to help you figure out if I'm truly fit to be a nurse, because you have to have the mind, the character, and also just the determination to get through nursing school. So before you even go through all that and go through school, I wanted to give you an assessment to help you through that. So you guys, visit the stand store, check out my resources, and let people know if you know someone that's interested in nursing, tell them about my Aspiring Nurse course. So let's get into today's video. So I'm really excited about this video because I am what you call a PRN nurse. And a lot of people are like, huh? I've never heard of that. What is that? And honestly, I did not even know it existed when I became a nurse. So a PRN nurse is a nurse that simply does not have a set schedule when they work with a specific facility or hospital or wherever you may work. These are nurses that basically work whenever they are needed or whenever they would like to work. That is what we call a PRN nurse. You're probably asking, well, how can I become a PRN nurse? Can anyone become a PRN nurse? Yes, you can. If you want to become a PRN nurse, the jobs are out there. You just simply have to search for them. Apply. So how can I become a casual nurse or a PRN nurse? You simply just find a job or facility or hospital that's actually hiring in that capacity. And it will say it specifically on the job description, casual, PRN, but it just has to make sure that it specifies that. And so you find the job, you apply, and you get hired just like you would if you were part-time or full-time. In my case, I had already worked full-time at my hospital, and I basically found a unit that actually had an opening for casual nurses, because you will find that within a certain unit, there's a quota or there's a limit on how many casual nurses that a manager wants to hire, because they specifically, can't make your schedule and you can't fill in gaps for them because you get to choose when you work. So you can simply drop down in your status at the current unit that you work. So if you're full-time or you're part-time and you're like, hey, I want to be casual, you simply just have a conversation with your manager and let them know your desires, and there'll be some paperwork and a little bit of transition, and from there you come to work whenever you want, boo-boo. And that's exactly what I did. I basically transferred from my unit. I found a unit that basically had an opening for a casual position, and then I just simply started picking up shifts whenever I want. And so it is as simple as that. Find a position in a hospital that you currently work that has an open position, or simply apply to that position how you would any other job that you're looking for. And some people may be asking, well, Leah, what are the benefits of being a PRN nurse? I'm so glad that you have asked that, because I actually get excited when I talk about the benefits of PRN nursing. I love being a PRN nurse. Let me tell you, I'm happy for all of you all who travel. I'm happy for all of you all who are making the bank, but God has blessed me to actually make 6 figures as a PRN nurse, and I'm so thankful and I'm so honored. And so I call myself the PRN queen, okay? I will work PRN night, day, whenever you need me to. Just let me tell you when I come to work. And so that's what I have been enjoying. So the one thing that I truly value is basically having autonomy over my schedule. I do not like anyone telling me when I can work or how often I should work, or mandating for me to work on a Mother's Day, which happened to me when I was a full-time nurse. I love autonomy. I work better if I am telling you when I work, because that's just how I operate. And so I love it. And so that is the one thing that PRN nursing, it affords you the opportunity to have autonomy over your schedule. For instance, for me, I am only obligated to work 4 shifts in a 6-week period. And one of those shifts has to be a weekend. And that is it. Outside of that, I don't ever have to show up, and I will always still be an employee of my unit or employee of my hospital. But I do sometimes work full-time on part-time hours, and it is my sole income right now. And I am blessed in that. But also, one of the other benefits of being a PRN nurse is flexibility. Being able to work 1 shift and not coming back for 4, or working 2 shifts and then off for 3 days, and I can go on vacation and schedule a vacation whenever I want. If my family's having some type of, event, I can just be like, hey, let me work my 2 shifts and then I'll be there. I love that. And it has been very beneficial to my family. And so that is the one thing. Flexibility is key. You have flexibility when you work PRN. Next, one of the major benefits of being a PRN nurse is having an increased hourly rate. You acquire a job as a full-time or a part-time nurse, you're giving a base salary. Well, when you are a PRN nurse, your base salary is sometimes $5-10 more an hour when you are PRN. And so you have an increased rate. And not only that, but when you are basically in my hospital, I can only speak from where I work, but even though I am at the maximum per hour, I am still afforded the opportunity to get weekend shift if I actually work nights. So I get extra $5 for working nights, extra $5 for working weekends. I do not get paid for holidays, but I am upped for bonuses. So not only am I making more per hour, but I'm able to qualify for shift diff and also get bonuses. And so it has been a blessing. And that is one of the ways that I was able to make 6 figures, is basically working PRN, making the maximum amount of salary, and then coming in on bonus days. Another benefit is that even though I am PRN, I am still able to basically access benefits, and only in regards to retirement. So as a PRN nurse in my specific hospital, and this may not be wherever you are, but I suggest that if you are considering PRN, to find a hospital that still basically allows you to invest into your retirement. So in my specific hospital, I am still able to opt into my retirement, and they still match whatever I put in. And so it's been a blessing. So even though I am PRN and I'm not a full-time worker, I still have a retirement plan, or in my case, a pension plan with my hospital. So, I mean, it's a win-win all around for me. So we know with all things that even though you have benefits, there are some cons. So I wouldn't dare give you this video without telling you some of the cons, so that you can make your personal assessment of whether PRN nursing is for you. So one of the major cons when it comes to actually being a casual nurse is that you do not get sick time or vacation. Take a deep breath. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. So when I did find this out, like, my first thought was like, I don't need it. Because when I was full-time, you guys, I never had sick time. Whenever I got it, I used it, because sometimes you just need a break. Sometimes things come up. Either your family members are sick, or your daughter are sick, or you are sick. And so I basically didn't value vacation or sick time. And so I was able to give it up. But the one thing that I can say is how I have managed that is, whenever I'm sick, I can always just come in and pick up a shift within that pay period or the next pay period, and make that money back. Not only that, but I don't need to have vacation times, because I can schedule my vacation time on my own. So for instance, I have a family event that's coming up, and I chose to sign up to work 4 shifts so that I can actually get a certain amount of money before I went on my vacation. And I just did the same thing a month ago. And so I don't need to schedule 2-week vacations or make sure I have the hours, because I just align my schedule, or basically arrange my schedule so that I'm still making the same amount of money, or the desired amount of money I want, and I'm just making sure I work those hours within the pay period, and it works out. And I've never had an issue about basically not making enough money in regards to being sick, or working, or taking off in regards to vacation, because again, you are getting paid the maximum amount, and so you're always able to make that money back, because there is a capacity to make money. Even when you're sick and you call off, you can just go pick up a shift. And so that's how I've been able to work my way around not having sick time and vacation. In regards to another kind of being casual, you are the first one to get called off. So for instance, in a hospital, the census may be low. For instance, they may have an influx of nurses that sign up to work on that day. And so you are the first one out of the unit that will get called off. And so that is one of the major cons, is that even though you scheduled yourself to work and you're like, yeah, I'm going to get those hours, at any moment they can call you off because you are the front line, because they're not so much invested in you, and because they're paying you more, they will call you off. And so in regards to that, because you may get called off, another con is that your checks will be variable. So for a lot of people, they love salary because they're so used to getting the same amount of money. But with PRN nursing, some days, you make whatever amount, and then the next 2 weeks you get far less. But what I can say is that, again, there's always a need for nurses. You can always make the money back. But I can say that in the 2 years that I've been a nurse, I've never made below what I needed, and I can always make it back. The con of being casual is that you do not have benefits. So you do not have insurance, health insurance, you do not have life insurance and things of that sort. You do not get that from your job. But I get mine from my husband. So in the cases if you are married and your husband has a good health insurance plan, it is perfect for you. There are some facilities that I even heard that even if you are casual, you can still pay, but you're going to pay probably way more because they're paying you more to have it. So when you're looking for a hospital and deciding whether or not you want to be casual, just look into that, because if you need health insurance, if you need health insurance for you, for your children, that is one of the things that could help you decide if it's for you. So some people have asked me to help them decide whether casual nursing is for you. And what I simply want to say is that it differs for everyone, because a lot of people have different family dynamics. But the main things I would say to help you determine if casual nursing is for you is determine if you are okay with having variable checks, meaning it's up high, one pay period is down low, next pay period, if you're okay with getting called off, and if you're okay with not having basically health insurance. I think those are the major things in regards to deciding whether or not you want to be a casual nurse, because those are one of the highlighting factors in regards to actually taking a casual job. So that is how I decided if casual nursing is for me, and I'm still a casual nurse after being a casual nurse for 2 years, and it has worked out. Next, I want to talk to you about some of the tips and tricks that I have used in order to maintain basically my income, and how I navigate some of the cons of being a casual nurse. I know a lot of people are like, well, you have variable checks, Leah, how do you do this? And so what I would admonish you is that if you are considering, and if you're thinking like, hey, even though the cons are there, I'm still okay with it, just making sure that you're being wise with your money, making sure that you're living below your means, just making sure that when you are called off, that you still have that money there in reserve in your savings in order to make up for the time that you have until your next check. So those are some of the things that I have done. So for instance, my husband and I, we work together, we budget together, and we do our bills together. And so because of that, I have been blessed in order to basically, sometimes I only go to work 1 shift in 2 weeks. That is a blessing. And then other weeks I'm working 4 and 6 shifts, and it's okay, because I have made sure that there is money there that I can rely on when my check is sometimes short. So I have also received a question about, should a new grad nurse consider being a casual nurse? In my opinion, I'm just going to be honest, I would say this, because a casual nursing, you're not giving a set schedule. So a lot of times coming into nursing, there is a lot that you have to learn at the base of it. At the base of being a nurse, you need to actually get into the swing of taking care of patients for at least, I would say a year, at least, but I would say even 2 years, to actually understand how to take care of patients and be comfortable with taking care of patients and doing skills and everything, specifically if you're working in an acute care setting. Because when you are a casual nurse, you are choosing when you work. So when you come to work, it's going to be staggered sometimes if you're choosing your schedule. And a lot of people do not work like a set 3 shifts a week, or 3 shifts a week, or 6 shifts in a 2-week period. And so I believe that when you don't use a skill, you will lose it. And so if you're working casual as a new grad, it's going to take you a long time to actually advance into becoming a skilled or experienced nurse, because there's so many things you have to learn. I'm not saying you cannot do it, but your learning curve and your learning time will just be extended because you're not coming on a consistent basis. I believe the 2 years that I grinded as a new nurse, and the 2 years that I came in there 3 shifts a week, taught me some of the core things that I needed in order to actually come in and work whenever I want. But I can be honest and say that, you guys, I know that you want to basically work whenever you want to work, but you have to actually know your skills and know what you're doing, because a lot of times, as a PRN nurse, you are basically filling a gap that they don't have. if you're coming to fill a gap, you don't want to be the one that they're trying to help out, because you need to be the one that is helping out in the unit. Whenever I come to work, people know like Leah's here, she's coming to help. And that's how I want to be thought of as a casual nurse, not a lazy nurse that comes in and just sits down and pick up a shift and then don't come back. I actually care about my unit. When I go in, my goal is to help out the unit and fill a vacancy, because it has been good to me. My manager has been good to me. So when you are thinking about becoming a casual nurse, yes, you can go straight into becoming a casual nurse, but a lot of times they won't hire you in that way unless you had some experience. So go find a full-time job, work it for a while, and then transition, because it will just help you. It'll help you become a better nurse, because this may not be the only stop in your career. So no, I do not recommend going straight into casual nursing. I do recommend just taking on a full-time or a part-time job for a while, get things under your belt, and then go ahead and soar. So in light of everything I have said, you guys, PRN nursing is a great opportunity. And a lot of times the managers or whoever you're interviewing for will not even tell you about PRN nursing, because they don't get to choose your schedule. But you have to basically take it upon yourself to find these positions, whether they're on the job board or even go to your manager and look around the hospital and talk to managers and say, hey, do you have an opening for a casual position? I would like to transfer to your unit in order to acquire it. And you guys will understand that there are so many benefits. Yes, there's cons, but the benefits outweigh the cons. One other thing that will help you in deciding whether PRN nursing is for you and how to make it work for you, and what I have used, I actually chose to find a unit that basically always had a high census, that's always in need of nurses. I chose, I would say, one of the hardest unit in the hospital. And a lot of people looked at me and was like, you're crazy, Leah. Why are you going to this unit? But I think it was a blessing, because not only did I drop down to my status, and because of being dropped down to my status as a PRN nurse, I am the first one to get called off. But because my unit is always in need of nurses and their census is always high, I have not missed out on an excessive amount of money, because I chose a unit that is always in need. So I would suggest, if you're looking for a unit, find a unit in your hospital that is always in need. It may be hard, but hey, you get to choose when you work. When you're burnt out, you don't have to come back. And so that's kind of how I basically have been blessed in order to maintain just a PRN nursing job for the past 2 years. So you guys, I don't know where you are in your nursing journey or where you are in your nursing week, but I wish you all the best, and I pray that you go out and be the best nurses that you can. And I miss sitting down and talking to you guys, so I'll try to do more of these. But you guys, don't forget to go to my Stand store and download the free ebook if you have it, and also look at the new resources that are there for you guys. I love you, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.